You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.
Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use.
Can I finish? See, that's the problem. When I'm talking, you talk over me. Do you want to talk? Talk. If not, when I'm talking, let me finish talking. I'll let you finish talking. You're reading the chat. Read the fucking chat. Let me finish answering the question. If not, you answer it. Because I got 1 second before I don't want to answer it. Matter of fact, I'm not going to answer it. See how fast that takes when your attention span goes crazy? I was going to explain it to the chat, but I'll explain it to the chat later because this is my fucking chat. And I'll talk to the chat every day because I fuck with my chat. Now, you got your chat too. So you can pull your chat up and talk to your chat. But don't ever think you run my chat. My chat runs me. It's all about the chat. When I say it's all about the chat, this isn't some kumbaya like this is everybody's chat. Everybody got their own fucking chat. This is not your chat. That's what I'm saying. I'll tell my chat tomorrow when I wake up by myself what happened. Get it? That's how strong the chat is. That's why I fuck with the chat. The chat will never let me down. So if you thought this was our chat and they were going to just be O.W. Sheila for life, it don't work like that. This is my chat. You can cry all you want. But crying is cool because you start to realize that it's not always about you. You get what I'm saying? It's not about me. It's about the chat.
They were just asking, like... Why are you being so mean to me?
Shout out to the chat. It's all about the chat. And for Mr. Z, the panel also. Look, Mr. Z almost had a goddamn aneurysm. That bulletproof, bomb-proof patience of Z damn there went to crap when I read through the comments. Oh, the comments. The comments, y'all, for that video. Now, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Okay. What stood out to Z, and we're going to play it one more again before we get to the comments, was Ray J stressing, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about the chat. The world doesn't revolve around you. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this young lady, I think, dated Kevin Gates once upon a time. She was on some reality TV show, whatever the hell. None of that matters for this conversation. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the chat. It's about the mission. You have a job to do. Read your chat. Huh? I'm reading my chat. This is not no kumbaya thing. Did no. God is funny. The universe is funny. The universe is funny, y'all. What are we talking about, everyone? The mission, the chat, and women taking you off the mission. If you understood what Z just said, you understood what Z just said. We ain't gonna say no more. No, Vince, Mr. Z is not having sound issues. No, we are not. Everybody understood what Mr. Z just said, and Mr. Z ain't say a lot. If you know, you know. Okay, continuing. This is not about me. This is not about you. This is about something greater, the mission. Right? We're going to play it one more again for those of you Just getting in. It's not that long of a video. I sped it up a little bit. So we're gonna play it again. Listen to Ray J. He is very clear. Yes, he did use profanity, but he wasn't necessarily cursing her out, right? But he was very clear and concise and disciplined with what he was saying. Play it again for the people, Z.
Can I finish? See, that's the problem. When I'm talking, you talk over me. Do you want to talk? Talk. If not, when I'm talking, let me finish talking. I'll let you finish talking. You're reading the chat. Read the fucking chat. Let me finish answering the question. If not, you answer it. Because I got 1 second before I don't want to answer it. Matter of fact, I'm not going to answer it. See how fast that takes when your attention span goes crazy? I was going to explain it to the chat, but I'll explain it to the chat later because this is my fucking chat. And I'll talk to the chat every day because I fuck with my chat. Now, you got your chat too. So you can pull your chat up and talk to your chat. But don't ever think you run my chat. My chat runs me. It's all about the chat. When I say it's all about the chat, this isn't some kumbaya like this is everybody's chat. Everybody got their own fucking chat. This is not your chat. That's what I'm saying. I'll tell my chat tomorrow when I wake up by myself what happened. Get it? That's how strong the chat is. That's why I fuck with the chat. The chat will never let me down. So if you thought this was our chat and they were going to just be OW Sheila for life, it don't work like that. This is my chat. You can cry all you want. But crying is cool because you start to realize that it's not always about you. You get what I'm saying? It's not about me.
It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the chat. The mission.
Why are you being so mean to me?
It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the chat. Huh? It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about the chat. Talking about the chat, these days it's gonna be a little difficult to read some of this, but in it I actually, let's do this. Let's end that because I'm gonna start it again because I actually recorded it, so as it rolls, we'll be able to read it. Let's see if Mrs. E can hurry up and get this first comment that I'm gonna read out. The first one says, "Girl, run." You see the red flags behind it, right? I guess this next person is Jamaican, so pretty much insulting Ray J. That last comment, we're gonna have to start it again because I gotta have time to read it because it's really fine print here. This is narcissistic abuse. He is most definitely struggling with his sexuality. Men like to pick women with light only to attempt to put that light out. And she continues and say, because of their own insecurities, if Ray J wasn't Brandy's brother, no one would give him a second look. Okay, so y'all seen that. The next one Mr. Z is going to read is this one that's saying, I'm trying to figure out what he did wrong. Okay, see, this person is in agreement with us. It looks like it's a brother. He corrected her. He didn't call her out of her name. He didn't scream. He didn't yell. He didn't threaten her. So where's the abuse that people are saying happened because I missed it? Brother, he wasn't kissing her ass. That's the problem. The next comment says, chill. Why she ain't got up and walked out? Of course. Single women keeping women single. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. The next one says, shaking my head. Oh my God, girl, stop crying and run for your life. He did you a favor. Of course. You can cry all you want, baby. I would have snapped. Single women keeping women single. Once again, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. Clown behavior for sure, because ain't no way he could talk to me like this. Okay, single women keeping. I'm assuming that these women are single. You never know. Disrespect. Oh crap, I missed it, y'all. I missed it. Perfect together, cause ain't no way I would have even sat there that long for him to disrespect. Yeah. Anyway, next. Oh, I think she said dissect. I might have read that wrong. Okay, whatever. There is no way I'll let a drunk shrimp. Okay, we're gonna pause right there, real quick, because I'll get back to it in a minute. The insults towards Ray J as if he's on some type of substance, and he might be. You never know. We know that he did have some issues in the past, so he might be on something possible. The situation still warranted him checking her. If we are in a mission, we have a job to do. You have your chat, I have my chat. Why are you reading my chat and responding to my chat? Huh? From Africa I came says, huh? Why the homosexual accusations? You look, Ray J's still a black man. We already know the first thing you say to a black man when they're not kissing black women's ass is you question first of all who their mother is because they mama definitely ain't raising mine if they're not placating black women. Secondly, actually, the first one is probably you're right. You question their sexuality. Then second, you question who their mama is because they couldn't have a black mama because your black mama would definitely raise you to kiss black women's ass at best, and at worst, say nothing. Huh? Ah, huh? Z, it was that serious for you to stream about it? This idea, and y'all seen it through some of the comments in the chat. This idea that a man can be on a mission, he can't tell you, hey, you have your chat, I have my chat. You have your thing you need to do, I have my thing I need to do. To be frank, and if Mr. Z's not going, we don't have that much time right now. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Mr. Z is going to emphasize this. This entire situation, the real issue, is Ray J saying, essentially, this is bigger than you and me. One thing a woman don't want to hear, definitely not a black woman, is that the world don't revolve around you. Fake ass community people. Community, yeah, but the second you start telling them, this don't revolve around you, right? There's something greater than you and me, right? Then we start getting the tears. Huh? Then we start getting the tears. So we're gonna try to play this again. Let's see if Mr. Z can actually read some of these comments. The ones that I missed. And yeah, here we go. That last comment said that's his effing chat, like he said, right? What other comment did we miss earlier that I might be able to read now? Okay, that I'm trying to figure out what he said that was wrong. I read that earlier. Let's see what else we got. What else we got? That last comment, chill. Why she ain't get up and walked out the F? Okay, yeah, he full of powder and liquor, of course. Okay, so more drug allegations. Don't know if it's true or not. We read that earlier. The shaking my head. Girl, stop crying and run for your life. He did you a favor. We read that one earlier. You can cry all you want, baby. I would have snapped. Of course you would have. That's why black women, the most chronically single group of people in America. Of course, this is why. The last comment says, I think she's crying because she's tired of it. I don't think she's faking for his attention. Imagine constantly dealing with disrespect and you're trying your best to be a bigger person. No, she's there for the lifestyle. This chick used to date Kevin Gates, if I'm not mistaken. She's there for the lifestyle. Y'all need to stop acting like women are just innocent creatures that aren't there for the lifestyle. We read that one earlier. Cause ain't no way. We read that. This one says, there is no way I'd be with a drunk shrimp. Oh yeah. Speak to me like that. Matter. I think she wants to say matter of fact, but okay. Matter, trust, or your worth it. Girl, leave. Okay. All right. Leave for. Okay. Anyway. Okay. I get what he was saying. He didn't have to say that in public. I think that's what that comment said. Ain't no way these girls be so desperate for men, of course. Run run fast, don't look back for real, okay? Girl, run away from Ray J and never look back. What's the next one we got? Is this the girl from the dating show Love Cabin? Yeah, I think that's her. That's her. Yes. What's the next comment we have? How many times? How many times did he go to say chat? That's funny. This next one says, And then he held the mic up to her mouth while she was crying to make sure we could hear. Next one says type of drugs he on. Once again, drug allegation. That's the next one. This comment is very important. It says, fathers, please hug your daughters, cause damn. In other words, she doesn't have a father in her life. That's why she letting Ray J talk to her like that. Of course, those type of comments. Next comment, of course, another LGBTQ allegation. Negro bi gay ass. Okay. Grammar. Yeah, this one is yay or nay. It says he just put her in her place. She should have just got up and left. And read her own chat. I think he's trying to say not a big deal. He ain't curse her out. Just spoke to her like a child. This one says the fact that anyone would take him seriously at any level is insane. This dude is a cornball. Okay, all right, all right. So yeah. Anyway, y'all. So it's women keeping other women single. So it's not rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. It's not just single women keeping women single. It's women keeping women single. So Ray J is a rich. I know everybody. Every 5 seconds, y'all see them Raycon commercials all over the internet, especially on YouTube. Every 5 seconds, y'all see the Raycon commercials. Huh? Ray J paying somebody. Huh? So Ray J is a rich, not as famous as his sister, but rich, famous black man. And yet, these women are telling this woman who clearly is trying to live off of these dudes and looking for a man who's going to provide her the lifestyle to leave the man that she's currently dating, who's obviously providing her with something. Huh? Ah. Y'all seen the comments, Mr. Z, read as best as I could, read some of the comments for you. I wanted to emphasize this. I wanted everyone to see what Ray J said and how how women were responding to that. If everyone wants to know why black women are so chronically single, I want everyone to appreciate these are the same people that if Ray J was to turn around and end up with a Becky, especially a baddie, Aqualine features all blue eyes, blonde hair, attractive white woman. These are the same women that would turn around and speak about how disloyal black men are, particularly rich, famous black men. Once he get on, he gonna leave your ass for a white girl type talk. And yet, and I don't know the young lady's background. She could be some type of mix, some type of Latina, or just very, fair-skinned black woman. And yet, Ray J, appropriately checking the woman that he's currently with, because she not on the mission, enlists this type of response. Now, about it being recorded and whatnot, I think it was a live. So, okay, I understand. With that, when your relationship, especially as a black man, is open to scrutiny when it's being captured on camera, and you let women, namely black women, you let them or you allow for them to comment on your relationship, you get this. You get the most chronically group of people in America who assume they have a moral high ground above everyone, particularly black men. You get their chronically single asses telling women who are currently in some type of situation, relationship, marriage, etc., what they wouldn't deal with, what they wouldn't do. Clearly, to all the women, namely black women, clearly, I wouldn't put up with that. He couldn't talk to me like that. Dear women, namely black women, namely single black women, y'all are the most chronically single group of people in America. Clearly, nobody could tell you anything. Huh? To the least married, most chronically single group of people in America. He couldn't talk to me like that. Yeah, you're right. We can see that. You little prideful, egotistical egomaniacs. Huh? He couldn't talk to me like that. Clearly, ladies, we get it. To all the women, namely black women, you single ones, Yes, we see that. Now get your ass back over there in the never gonna be in the middle class ass line. Huh? Get your get your struggling, prideful ass back over there in the struggle line. These women are watching Ray J and they telling you what they wouldn't allow for how they wouldn't allow for Ray J to speak to them, and that's a rich, famous black man. So what you think they think about us extra average black men? Huh? Mr. Z makes note of these things so that no one can say to us in a decade or two, when black women are even more chronically single than they are now, no one can pretend like they don't know why. We're making document of why. We're documenting why. Huh? We're documenting why. Ray J didn't insult her. He politely checked her. I wouldn't have used the profanity, but I get it. And women's response, namely black women's response, is ain't no man gonna talk to me like that type talk. And red flags, and he's clearly insecure, and this is LGBTQ behavior, says the most chronically single, impoverished group of people in America. To all the technocrats and talking heads and black pastors and all of you black entertainers, stop talking to us as men. Stop talking to black men. Stop ridiculing black men. Stop waving your finger, or wagging your finger, better yet, at black men. Mr. Z is showing you why your daughters are so goddamn single. In the struggle, these are the women that you want Mr. Z and the like to take care of. Women like this, women like the ones that were in the comments. Huh? Hey, Jason Z, who you call it extra average? Okay, correction. Mr. Z is extra average. Huh? Let's be very clear. If the ladies are telling you what they not gonna deal with, what they not gonna do, for the rich, famous black man who has an even richer and more famous black sister, understand the connections that you could attain through Ray J. Remember, Ray J, that's Raycon. I think he might have sold it, but still. Huh? Appreciate. Good point. And talking issues and fastest group to self-identify as bisexual. Yep. Yep. No. Ah. Make sure y'all take note of this so that when people in the future ask why are black women so single, why don't are so many black men who are married or who are in situations with non-black women or with black women from the continent, maybe the Caribbean, maybe from Latin America, we could direct them to channels like Mr. Z and say, you see, this is why. And Otis says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Otis says, did you see the divester who got deleted by the white man? No, I did not. Send it to me an email. The young boys on their head telling her to rest in preference. Wow. Because they saw her tweet Satan black men. No, I did not. Otis, no, I did not. Wow. Rest in preference. Oh, that's diabolical. I don't know about dancing on black women's misfortune, even when, and Otis, once again, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Even when they speak negatively about black men, they end up in the worst situation with non-black men. I'm there, especially when the end result is deletion at the hands of the preference, or the white man or whatever. I I get this so final clearly. I don't know of about rejoicing, and I'm not saying the brothers are doing that, or even necessarily. I catch myself even necessarily being too snarky with it, or like, you know, black women occupy this planet and occupy blackness with black men, even though they're trying to run from it for their life. And in the way, the inappropriate way they deal with being black, for some, is to defecate on black men in attempts to leverage that for non-black men, namely white men. We get this, Mr. Z. I know I'm stating the obvious. I know. And so you're going to have black women. And yeah, I saw the video of the young lady in the car with the white dude that, I don't know, he tried to grab her from what I saw in the video. He didn't. He left her on some in front of some house, right? Black women and this myth of white womanhood, and the way they see their femininity or lack thereof, the way they feel treated by this society, and how they're responding to that said treatment, and the anger and the rage and the resentment they have towards everyone in the society. But knowing whether it's a conscious knowing or not, knowing that the only group of people that they can take their anger out on is black men, is how you get black women speaking crazy about black men, particularly on social media, and then ending up in these very weird, interesting situations with non-black men, particularly white men. And I actually played a video. I actually have about 2 videos on my phone somewhere where black women openly say it. Because of the situation that we're dealing with black men, we run over here to white men, and then the power dynamic between black women and black women and white men leaves black women all type of messed up. The same group of people that I want to stress this to women. I don't know where the hell y'all think y'all gonna get this equality, egalitarian, hypergamy crap from. How you gonna have hypergamy and equality at the same time? Y'all on drugs. Imagine dating the white dude as a black woman. The reason you're dating the white dude as a black woman is because you want to practice hypergamy at the highest level, because the white man is quote unquote the man on planet Earth, definitely the man, air quotes, in America. You're dating him for that. But then you don't want that power dynamic that he's inevitably going to wield on you and against you. What drugs? Huh? Especially if much of your critique and criticism of black men is that black men aren't ambitious enough, industrious enough, quote unquote, manly enough, defined by white manhood. Yeah. Once again, patriarchy by feminist specifications. So yeah, Otis, if you don't mind sending me that to my email, please, and thank you. Emails in the chat, in the description box, better yet, emails in the description box. But yeah, so I expect that. I expect that. I would caution all of us as black people about how we date out when we do and marry out when we do. Far more, and this is for black men and black women, far more of us have had interracial situations that didn't end up with us ending up with that person, and that person not ending up with the black person afterward, than we would like to admit, particularly black women. Black women don't want to admit how often they've been out here with the Latino dudes and the white dudes and the Arab dudes and the South Asian dudes and the East Asian dudes. And all you were a little fun time. You was just a little experiment for a little while. And next time we see White Mike, huh? Next time we see Hector, next time we see the East Asian dude or the South Asian dude, the Arab guy, he's married to an Arab woman, a South Asian woman, a East Asian woman, a Latina woman. Uh-oh. black women be a lot of these dudes first, or like I told y'all before, the white dude, shout out to Travis Kelce, he done learned all his moves. He done practice on the black chick, right? Next time you see him, he with a white woman. Anyway, all right, y'all. And once again, thank you for the super chat, Otis. Thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. But yeah, that man. Vincent, what drug, Z? The drug is power. The drug is power, Z. Right? And Otis says also, email is sent. Okay, thank you. Hey, them jits them jits don't care no more. They had to grow up with those same black women saying they should be deleted. These young cats different. No, you're right. You're right. And when I think of like the rise of the swirler divester language on the internet in particular, I consider how old I was reading that. And so how I can buffer that with real interactions with black women, going back to clearly since I was born, and all of that. But when you're a young man and black women, especially Gen Z, the absolute youngest of millennials, in real life are so combative and argumentative, and then you're reading these type of comments online, and then you're watching videos of black women in my master challenge, right? And they're telling you openly how defective you are in comparison to white men, right? I can imagine the difference between Mr. Z, even though I'm in my late 30s right now, but Mr. Z reading and seeing some of these comments at 33 years old compared to a person that was 14 and 15 years old, a brother that was 14 and 15 years old, and that is now 18 or 19 or 20 or 21 years old, 22 years old. Huh? I could imagine the difference, right? Like Mr. Z seeing black women dance on Kobe's grave in my mid 30s compared to a young man who's 15 or 14 or 16 years old reading the comments on Twitter and seeing black women dancing on Kobe's grave just because he was married to a non-black woman, right? It's the difference between Mr. Z seeing black women dance on Kevin Samuels' grave, once again in my mid 30s, a couple years later, but in my mid 30s, compared to a brother who was 16 or 17 or 15 seeing black women mock and dance on Kevin Samuels' grave. So I can imagine you fast forward 3 and 4 years out, and yeah, the kid gloves and the no, you can't say that to her, and you know what, we're not going to respond to the ladies how they respond to us. We're not going to be as petty. Part of being a man and part of manhood is not to respond in kind when women hit below the belt, right? I can imagine Mr. Z holding to that, and many of us as millennial and Xer and boomer men, black men, holding to that because that was part of how we were raised and how our manhood is set up. And I could imagine a 16-year-old saying, damn all that, Z. I get it. I get it. I get it. And thank you for the super chat, Otis. Thank you for the super chat. I can imagine. All right. Yeah, I can imagine. The Gen Z young men say, yeah, Z, you don't even know the half. I get it. Right? So for those of you that just got in and wanted to know what Mr. Z was responding to originally, here you go.
Can I finish? See, that's the problem. When I'm talking, you talk over me. Do you want to talk? Talk. If not, when I'm talking, let me finish talking. I'll let you finish talking. You're reading the chat. Read the fucking chat. Let me finish answering the question. If not, you answer it. Because I got 1 second before I don't want to answer it. Matter of fact, I'm not going to answer it. See how fast that takes when your attention span goes crazy? I was going to explain it to the chat, but I'll explain it to the chat later because this is my fucking chat. And I'll talk to the chat every day because I fuck with my chat. Now, you got your chat too. So you can pull your chat up and talk to your chat. But don't ever think you run my chat. My chat runs me. It's all about the chat. When I say it's all about the chat, this isn't some kumbaya like this is everybody's chat. Everybody got their own fucking chat. This is not your chat. That's what I'm saying. I'll tell my chat tomorrow when I wake up by myself what happened. Get it? That's how strong the chat is. That's why I fuck with the chat. The chat will never let me down. So if you thought this was our chat and they were going to just be O.W. Sheila for life, it don't work like that. This is my chat. You can cry all you want. But crying is cool because you start to realize that it's not always about you. You get what I'm saying? It's not about me. It's about the chat.
They were just asking, like, why are you being so mean to me?
Anyway, it's not always about you. It's not about me. It's about the chat. It's about something bigger than either one of us. It's not always about you. It's not about me. It's about the chat. Telling a woman that it's not about you in the 21st century, huh? It's not about me. It's about something greater, huh? And Earth says, that chat life. Look, Mrs. Z lived that chat life. As Active says, it's about the chat. You hear me? Mr. Z know about that. Literally, right now. Huh? That's hysterical. Where did that comment go? Talking issues, he's quite chatty, hysterical. GC says, she's not going anywhere either. You hear me? Exactly. Pan the Man says, not a single tear shed. You hear me? That's why Starman said, crocodile tears. Crocodile tears, bro. Dry ass face. Mr. Z chilled with his nephew. I was chilling with my nephew and my mom and my sister a few weeks ago, and you know, nephew stumbled over his own feet. You know, he's walking, and dry ass face. Oh man, you know, Mr. Z had to be a whole uncle. Look, we don't do that. The crocodile tears, we don't do that in the Z house. Dry ass face. Why you crying? You ain't crying for real, huh? See what I'm saying? Why you being mean to me? That ending was just chef's kiss of everything. And Big Mo says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Big Mo says, my 5-year-old son cries the same way when I correct him. Crying with a dry ass face. Not a single there should be an infomercial for this. At the end of it, be like, not a single tear was harmed in the making of this film. Not a single tear was shed in the making of this film. Why are you being mean to me? Get out of here, lady. Man. And hopefully you'll be able to click the links that I put in the description box. It was, you know, I think I have NWA and I have Cube, right? But yeah. Big Mo says, like, damn, I didn't even give you that Caribbean style whooping. You hear me? Hey, we done all heard it. And I'm awful says, I'm gonna give your ass something to cry about. Right? And what he had a soul is, what he had a soul says, better yet, what he had a soul says, speaking of white womanhood, random connection, Z, Sydney Sweeney and Lori Harvey are the same woman. Look up height, age, where they were born. Oh, I mean, I see Sydney Sweeney. Huh. The difference is race, though, because Sydney Sweeney could pull something that Lori Harvey can only wish. much of Sydney Sweeney's draw is blonde, blue-eyed white woman with the tiggle bitties. And how she's playing with a MAGA-ness that I don't know if Lori Harvey could play with that. And if she did, she would definitely not get what Sydney Sweeney is able to get. But I get what you're saying, Hadisol, is like the overall movement. I mean, Lori Harvey is playing a real dangerous game with her future. She gonna mess around and wake up and be Tracy Ellis Ross or somebody. Yeah. That window doesn't stay open forever. Right? GC said the downy eyes. I hope you're not saying what I think you say with the downy eyes. I hope you ain't saying Down syndrome. GC, stop it. You're going to make me go to hell. GC, you're going to make me go to hell. I'm going to hell, and you're going to be sitting right next to me. She got the downy eyes. Oh, that is hysterical. Not the downy eyes. No, but for real, though, she does. She actually does. I didn't really think of it until you just said it. And then, yeah. Yep, I see it. Oh, that's crazy. Elle says she's back with Damson. Where's she going? Els, where's she going? She fumbled a Michael B. Jordan bag. Wait, okay, she gonna come back out here and do what? Deal with a soccer player? Where's she going? Lewis Hamilton, is he in a relationship? She can't. Who's she gonna mess with? What F1 driver gonna mess with her? They all white. Huh? Starman said VIP section. We gonna be sitting in hell in the VIP section. For real. Front row seats. Huh? Oh man. And Ishmael says, and thank you for the super chat. Ishmael says, for everything you bring to the discourse, peace to you. Thank you, Ishmael. Thank you. Right. But I definitely want to cover this earlier. Y'all caught Z after all the profanity. Y'all caught regular streams. By the way, this is a regular stream, so don't put it in the comments. But because I can't fire up the stream the second I see something, by the time y'all catch Z, y'all catching way calmer Z. Y'all catching Z when I can get my words together. Right? Y'all don't catch Z when it's like I'm humming to myself. I'm really talking to myself, but I look like a crazy person because I'm humming to myself. And it's all the expletives. Right? My brain just looked like a bunch of hashtags, plus, minus signs, exclamation marks, etc., etc. For all of us that remember all the old Batman stuff and comics and stuff when they try to, portray profanity in the thought bubbles and right. But yeah, y'all catch Z way calmer. Right. And Ishmael, thank you for the super chat. No, I definitely have to cover this to emphasize, and we're gonna go through the comments again. I'm not gonna read them this time, right? I'm just gonna let them scroll, but we're gonna go through the comments again. And shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to the replay gang. Like, share, subscribe, hit the thank you button and the hype button, please and thank you. So that for those of you who came in a little bit later, so y'all can see some of the comments that we're responding to, right? Because it is about Ray J and this young lady. I think her name is Sheila or Shayla, something like that. It is about them, but it's also about the comments and what the comments were saying about this particular situation, right? So go play it again.
Can I finish? See, that's the problem. When I'm talking, you talk over me. Do you want to talk? Talk. If not, when I'm talking, let me finish talking. I'll let you finish talking. You're reading the chat. Read the fucking chat. Let me finish answering the question. If not, you answer it. Because I got 1 second before I don't want to answer it. Matter of fact, I'm not going to answer it. See how fast that takes when your attention span goes crazy? I was going to explain it to the chat, but I'll explain it to the chat later because this is my fucking chat. And I'll talk to the chat every day because I fuck with my chat. Now, you got your chat too. So you can pull your chat up and talk to your chat. But don't ever think you run my chat. My chat runs me. It's all about the chat. When I say it's all about the chat, this isn't some kumbaya like this is everybody's chat. Everybody got their own fucking chat. This is not your chat. That's what I'm saying. I'll tell my chat tomorrow when I wake up by myself what happened. Get it? That's how strong the chat is. That's why I fuck with the chat. The chat will never let me down. So if you thought this was our chat and they were going to just be OW Sheila for life, it don't work like that. This is my chat. You can cry all you want. But crying is cool because you start to realize that it's not always about you. Get what I'm saying? It's not about me. It's about the chat.
They were just asking, like, why are you being so mean to me?
Not a single tear was shed in the making of this film. Continuing. Yeah, if y'all don't mind directing your eyes to the screen for those of you that can see it. For those of you who have a tablet or a laptop, y'all can definitely see it better. Or if you have your phone like in the landscape mode, then maybe you can see it better. These comments, because they're really, really thin. So my apologies for that. Well, I said thin, very fine. There we go. And Atrix says, made her cry. Talking Issa's crying is cool. All right. Earth says, what would Kim do? Her brain hysterical. Els Active says, Damson is actually from my block, along with John Boyega. Biggest simps out of South London right now. You know, I don't expect celebrity men, particularly celebrity black men, to sound like any of us, right? I think you have to deal with like a Boosie level like person that's like they're from that, right? They're from that. Like Boosie level, or who else would I think is maybe a Kevin Gates? Funny enough, they both from Louisiana. That's the funny part. I actually have a video I want to play from a young lady from Louisiana in a minute. How did I forget to put that earlier? Man, I'm gonna try to get it, play it in a minute. But yeah, so I don't expect most celebrity black men to sound like any red pill or black manosphere, sorry, person, even if they listen to our stuff. And we know that there's a couple of them that listen to our stuff and that agree. Not to mention they live a completely different life and existence, right? I would like to direct y'all to the video of Chris Brown walking through that crowd of women and them turning at attention, military precision, and following him. What would Chris Brown understand about red pill? Even if he's living red pill life, right? So, Els Active says, and thank you for the super chat. Hashtag get the pacifier. Yeah, but when the actual baby is crying, most of the time it'd be real tears and it'd be forever. And the baby not saying, why you being mean to me after you didn't check I mean literal baby, not even toddler, right? Yeah, Els, no, I get you though. I get you. Let me see if I can put that video up. Y'all give Z a second. Let's see. Do I have space for it? I should. Haha, it's loading right now. Okay, and we'll play that and then we'll get out of here, y'all. And once again, Els, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Let's see. We'll hurry up and play this video and then we'll give our commentary in a minute. Because I brought up Louisiana earlier. I want to play this clip. And shout out to Leon for this. If we could get it to load, it's not that long of a video. Oh, jeez. Oh, the video's still loading. Why is it taking so long to load, everyone? Why is it taking so long to load? We got things to do. If this video don't load fast enough, then we might have to wait. I might have to get postponed for another time, right? Okay, so it's not playing yet. All right, all right. Just wait. We're just waiting here. We're just waiting. That's what we're doing. Oh, there we go. All right, here you guys go.
Yo, here is reason 857 on why I need a man. I go to get the bug oil change today. Now, I had got my windshield changed about 3 or 4 months ago. You know when you get an oil change, they put the little sticker in the car. When I got my windshield changed, they took the sticker. So I'm like, I know I need an oil change, but I just don't know when, you know? Yo, I went to get an oil change today. Them people pull a bug apart, baby. Them people say that ain't nothing coming up out wherever the oil be at, but air. The man said that had I not came, that there would be no more bug. And y'all, I just can't do everything no more. I just can't. I can't do it no more. I might gotta throw in a towel, y'all. I might have to start taking application.
Yeah. Another one of these damn maybe I need a man videos. The young lady has a nice smile. Nice smile. You know, cute enough, right? Yeah, yeah, we know. We know. We know. Well, you driving the Beetle. You drive. She said bug, so I'm guessing Beetle. So you driving the Beetle with barely any gas. I said gas, barely any oil. Well, you trying to blow that engine up. That engine will seize on your ass, lady. You better stop playing. And it's a Volkswagen. Have fun. Hey, this, once again, you know, four eyes are better than two. A lot of folks are out here living real reckless with their life for their freedom. And Mr. Z doesn't have a problem with it, but this is the cost, right? You damn near blew your motor out here not checking your oil, right? Madam, that your motor would have seized up. That's not a couple of parts that need to be changed. That's a new engine. I don't think people appreciate like running low on coolant, running low on oil. You're messing with the engine. You will blow that engine. That thing will seize up on you. That's a new engine, right? And y'all gives you a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. We still here, y'all. Y'all gives you a second. And we're back. My apologies, y'all. Y'all know it's reckless. Reckless streams. Let me see. Saint here said something about Akash. He says, just watched a video of Akash getting cucked in Dubai. He proposed to his girl again to renew his vows, and she ducked a kiss on the lips. Wow. She ducked a kiss on the lips. Wow. You know, I mean, look, not all men are red pill, y'all. You need the Akashas of the world, the Akash of the world to keep society moving. You need them to have kids with women like that, women like his wife. You need it to be blatant, and you use whatever situation befalls him, or if it doesn't, hopefully for him, it doesn't. But if it does, you use his story as a cautionary tale. You use him as a cautionary tale right now because the vast majority of men just don't have the money and the connections and the fame to sustain a relationship like that. And I think it's Akash and his wife are exactly what Mr. Z speaks about when we speak about the top 20% of people getting married. Now, that is not to say we want relationships that mirror what Akash has with his wife. It is to say, because of Akash's connections and the fame he has and whatever wealth he has or income he's bringing in, he's able to sustain that relationship in a way. I would argue that if he didn't have those things, if Akash was a regular smegular teacher in New York teaching high school kids and Akash was making $60,000 a year, I don't know if she would be with him. We're pretty sure that she wouldn't be with him. And that's the point. Huh? So appreciate that. Ducking a kiss from your husband. Ah, you know. Yeah, about that. Huh? About that. And Saint Cyr puts the link down. Thank you, Saint Cyr. Thank you. Ah, nah. Yeah, you need blue pill men. Blue pill men make the world go round. Blue pill men and women breaking them in front of everyone is much of the reason why there's a red pill, right? Women breaking boys' fathers in front of the boys is how you get a red pill. That's how you get a red pill. You get a red pill because the boys see the different treatment that some of the teachers have for girls and how they have for boys. And I have it saved somewhere in my phone where I want to say she's a teacher, black female teacher, telling you, yeah, the boys are struggling in school because we're no longer coddling them. And her attitude said everything. It's not simply that she used the word coddle concerning the boys and the girls. She had a very clear bias towards the girls. And she used the word coddle towards the boys. We're not coddling them, right? So if they sink, they sink, they swim, they swim. That's her attitude. All righty then. So in other words, you got a gender warrior black woman as a teacher. Hey, this is what helps to cause red pill men. While everybody's laughing in men's faces, calling them men all type of incels and all type of dusties and all type of sexists and misogynists and etc., we have a red pill because of these type of situations. Akash wife is why there's a red pill. Myron hasn't taken a W yet in pretty much any interaction he's had. But he taking a W with Akash right now. Akash was able to check him a few years ago, right? Black women were all over it a couple years ago. They made Akash seem like, look, your average black woman wouldn't do nothing with Akash except throw him some vagina and grab the money and run. She couldn't even pretend to smile in his face for too long. I'm not talking about a handful of black women. Most black women, the black women that many of us grew up around, they couldn't be around Akash for 5 seconds. First of all, I don't find Akash funny. I'm pretty sure most black women don't find him funny either. His style of comedy, meh. Huh? Did he kick a black woman out of one of his stand-ups one time because she had like the stink face? Because his jokes weren't that funny. But yeah, that part. With that, right? So Akash should learn eventually. Eventually. Mr. Z says sooner rather than later, but it sucks even more now because now the eyes are on you. See, whatever little petty, underhanded comments, disrespectful comments your wife was making before her, it wasn't on the radar, and people weren't highlighting it and then throwing it in your face on the internet. Now you realize whether you, let's say Akash had the rose tinted glasses on. I bet you don't now. Now that's not going to necessarily make you look at your wife different. Not yet, anyway. So now people are paying attention, number one. So people are hypercritical of your relationship. And number two, they're showing you all of these red flags that maybe you should see. Just saying. Does homegirl love you for real? Huh? Or is it the lifestyle that you could provide? And if it is the lifestyle you could provide, are you okay with that? Huh? And if you are okay with that, then why are you okay with that? Just something to think about. Huh? If I'm not trying to do some power couple thing, there's no way I would be rich and I don't marry a woman that's in love with me. I'm not looking for transactional. What's the point? I'm rich already. I don't need you for that, madam. I got the connections already. I don't need you for that. Right? Unless I'm trying to do the power couple Jay-Z Beyonce thing, and I'm not. I don't need you for that. I need you for the intangibles. Huh? Ah. So on that note, y'all, look, we got to pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. I wanted to play this for y'all because I don't know how many of y'all would have came up on the whole situation with Ray J. It's not that serious, but it's the comments, everyone. And that is how women keep other women single. This lady is clearly on a mission to be with some type of famous or rich star, and she's dealing with what she got to deal with to hopefully secure the bag. And women are in the comments playing innocent and calling what Ray J said red flags. What did he say necessarily that was wrong? Right? So on that note, everyone, we'll pause right there. So this was a quick chat. Mr. Z actually got a chat out. It was a little over an hour, and that's mainly because of Mr. Z had to pause for a second. But yeah, look, Mr. Z actually not spending a million hours covering something that's 3 minutes long. Well, actually, it's less than 2 minutes long. But anyway, yeah. So PC says Z need that emotional support. If I'm rich, yes, you damn right. You damn right. What else? Look, if I'm rich already, if I already advanced in my career, or even if I'm not rich, if I'm upper middle class and I'm doing what I need to do, and I'm upwardly mobile already. And now, if I meet a woman who's on that same trajectory and we have that vibe, then that's great. But I don't necessarily need that. I don't need the power couple thing. If you have connections, that's great. That's a plus, especially if I've already vetted you and I can see how you comport yourself and it's wife-like. That at that level, that's what I need, right? So, yeah. And on that, and on that note, y'all, look at Mr. Z muting himself. On that note, y'all, we'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out the Black Manosphere content or other non-Manosphere content. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out.
You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.